Okay, we are here today in the P kind of related news. Um, Price action, it just wasn't giving me what I wanted. I was looking for a short. I was looking for a short at Tuesday's low, and yeah, I knew that we were in discounted levels. Okay, and um, I knew that we were most likely gonna go long, but I wanted to see Tuesday's low um, be taken, and it never did. And so the whole time I was looking for a short, and then kind of gave me an entry, but that was one thing I need to improve on. It quickly like just ran against me, and that's when I just lost. And that was like it was a quick loss. It was like a 1 minute loss. Literally the next candle I lost, and yeah, just let me know that I was on the wrong side of the marketplace. As you can see, like we're still rallying higher. Um, so yeah, so just gonna go through like what I was looking for in terms of price action, because I was bearish for today initially, and then but I wanted to see this low get taken and then look for higher prices. Lots of manipulation, lots of volatility, especially today when it's what's it called, Liberation Day, and yeah, kind of did bother me. But we'll just move on, and yeah, so I was grading this daily price swing, high to low. Okay, and you can see that we're in discounted levels. So that was like kind of my first idea in going long, because like I said, I was long, and I did say I was bearish, but I was only bearish to this low. Um, but never took it out in ES, and then YM, same idea. I wanted to see that. I wanted to see a SMT there. Just never gave it to me at 9:30 open and just blasted through a roof. Today was definitely not a shorting day. Okay, and then let me pop up the news. We only had news at 8:15. Okay. Um, and we still have President Trump speaking at 1 or 4 p.m. Eastern, New York Eastern time. You can see news right there, 8:15. And that was only the only high impact news that was here. Okay. Um, so let's just go through this. Yeah, when I lost, it didn't feel good, honestly, especially when it was quick. Like, it was just quick. And it wasn't like a good entry I liked. Um, yeah, so I just need to improve. I was being patient, I was letting things pan out, and I was going along based on the equal highs, which eventually get ran through. Okay. And that was based on the 15-minute close. And that was when I entered on the 15-minute close, shorting, and then it just reversed on me. And, there was another entry on the iFVG. I should have entered. I should have entered there because I would have broke even. But overall, my bias was wrong. So even if I was shorting either direction, I was still wrong either way. It was just a matter of if I was gonna lose money or not lose money, and then I did lose money. But we just move on. It did kind of hurt because it was quick. I didn't really like that. Just imagine entering a trade and it just completely reverses on you. But yeah, that's just need to shake it off and just move on. And still like good in my P&L. Um, one trade I could get all that back. I need a good trade, but Thursday and Friday not looking good in terms of news. Yeah, PMI tomorrow high impact throughout the whole morning. And then same on Friday, NFP. Yeah, so gonna be way more careful. But anyways, price action. You can see this price swing. Created it. You can go here, here. Either way, we're in discounted levels. Okay. So these were the first lows I was looking at. This equal low on the PM on the lower time frames, and then 8:30 low, which they took out, and then Tuesday's low, which was the main low that I was looking at. Okay, and that was one of the SMTs, which we'll go later. You can see ES took the same low, and then same with YM. See, no SMT, which I didn't like, but we did have an SMT on the highs, so that was where I was going short based on 15-minute, or no, 1 hour. Okay, so we did have an SMT here, YM making lower high, NQ making higher high. Okay, and that's what prompted this to go lower, lower, lower. Midnight opens, rallies lower. Okay, and then 8:30 opens right around here, really down in this kind of levels based on this price swing from high to low or low to high. So it took out these low, they also did it on NQ and ES, so then that's when I knew. And this was around 8:30 news, 8:15 news. And so then I knew, like, okay, we're still gonna rally down. It's not time to go long yet, because I was looking to go long here, but then 9:30 open, and I was looking to go short here. Okay, but um, but my main idea was here. I wanted to see Tuesday's low be taken before going long, or shorting and then going towards Tuesday's low. But yeah, price action was not that good. It was tricky. Let's just keep it like that. It was not as clean as other days. Okay, like Monday and Tuesday were kind of good days, and then yeah, today was kind of like an iffy day. And then here's Tuesday's low on both ES and YM. They both don't take it. See, and that's what kind of tipped me off and kind of annoyed me because I wanted to see that happen. But you see on the 15-minute, okay, this is the opening range gap. 8:30 opens on the sub candle, little rally up, and then towards getting closer to 9:30, rallies down, takes 8:30's low, and there was an SMT there. Okay, while with YM. Okay, but since it was 9:30, I wasn't gonna enter right at 9:30. Okay, just not reasonable. Okay, I was looking to go long, like I said. Okay, but I was looking to go long at this low. So that's where I wanted to see it happen. I wanted to go long there. So yeah, SMT was created at 9:30, and so I wasn't gonna go long right away. I want to see. I believe 9:30 would have opened higher, possibly took out this high, and then rally lower. And that was kind of like the idea. But I still was kind of bearish. I still wanted to see this, and then from here it could have rallied. Even it could have went here, 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 and then ultimately to these equal highs. Tuesday's high, and then previous regular trading hours high. Okay, but that was the idea. I want to see this low, be getting tagged before going long. Just didn't give it to me. Okay, 5 minute. So here you see 9:20, 925, running these lows out, and then 930 opens, and boom, never comes back to see the day of light. Just rallies, 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 rally. And right here, I was looking to go short. Okay, I was going short with the SMT on this close, this 5-minute close, little SMT right here, higher high or lower highs on ES, and then on that same high on YM, I was kind of ignoring it, but YM was showing willingness to go higher, and ES was kind of showing weakness. That's when I went short. I was going short here on the temporary SMT, I guess. It failed, obviously. But yeah, everything was there. In terms of my rules, deep premium levels, took out equal highs, showing weakness. Once this closed, that's when I was entering. Look how it closed aggressively, that's when I was entering. I did kind of enter pretty late because I wanted confirmation. I didn't want to turtle soup it because I still didn't think. That was another thing I didn't think. I knew that we were going to go lower, but I didn't know it was going to stop right there. Which made no sense because if we grade it from high to low, we're not even premium levels. Doesn't even want to retest consequent encroachment. The moment that it broke consequent encroachment, that's when I knew we were going to still go higher. And I only went short based on these equal highs. But I think I should have noticed Tuesday's high. Okay, Tuesday's high was definitely a target. But the SMT kind of confirmed it that we weren't going to see higher prices. But we had YM kind of showing willingness to go higher. You can see this down candle, a really tiny down candle on YM. So, yeah, just better entry would have been the iFVG on the closing, but I was too slow on like dragging the short position and calculating my risk. And then, yeah, I'll show you what happened. Anyways, so main idea I was going short based on these equal highs and the SMT right here initially, and then they obviously broke and rally higher into Tuesday's high. Okay, let's go down to 1 minute. Okay, so you can see here's 924, 925, 926, 930 opens 930, and boom, goes the ghost. Never comes back to capture any sell stops or capture Tuesday's low, which I was interested in. I wasn't, as price was rallying, I wasn't gonna chase price. First presented fair value gap was kind of the draw initially, and then we had this fair value gap. I was looking if it wanted to invert. Obviously, it didn't. Respected beautifully. Did a tick. Look at the low. Okay, rally. Broke. Consequent encroachment opening range gap. That's when I knew that we weren't done seeing lower prices, and we were gonna most likely go to previous regular trading hours. Reaches it at complete fill at 10. Okay, we're right inside the 950 macro. Beautiful delivery to the upside. I was waiting for it. That's something good. Inverse. Something that definitely. So right here, this is where I was going short. Like I said, I didn't want to turtle soup it just because I was waiting on the 5-minute close. It was still kind of iffy. First opportunity would have been here on the closing price. Stop right here. And the 2-to-1 would have been, I would have got a 2-to-1 anyways, and then break even right here. But like I said, I was kind of slow. I was slow, so that's something I need to work on. Be just a little bit faster. My risk reward, as this candle was forming, I would have just It's kind of tricky because I didn't know if it was gonna retest, and that's what I was kind of waiting for. Let me see executions. It's on the other one. Right here. Okay. Yeah, so better entry would have been here at the inverse right here. Let's see the 2 minute. Not the 2 minute. I didn't even look at the 2 minute. Yeah, better entry would have been there. Turtle soup entry would have been down here. Okay. Or up here. But yeah, like I said, the 5 minute was not giving me clean price action. What the hell? Right there. 5 minute. So as this was closing, which was this right here, closed at 10:05. Turtle soup right there. Inverse. Obviously, if there's like two of them, you would wait on the lower one. Entry right here and then stop at the high. And the inverse. And then could have entered there. 2 to 1. Boom. Okay. But obviously didn't. That was a preferred entry. I was looking at that and then I was like, wow, I'm too late. Let me just wait for the retest. So this was kind of like the idea. Retest, even if it was like a little one, and lower. But it didn't do that. So I kind of like, I was like, okay, price is showing like displacement. It's breaking this low. We have a breaker, high, or high, or low, high, lower, low. Okay, and then I was like, okay, let's go short on the immediate rebalance here because it was nearing the close. Going short there on the immediate rebalance, and then stop was above here. So I was going short here. I think stop was at that high, right? Yeah, and the 221 would have been down here at the consequent encroachment of the opening range gap. Okay, and then I immediately get knocked out 2 minutes later. Okay, for a 30-point loss, but I did 3 contracts. Did I? Yeah, 3. Okay, and then Aussie ran against me, and then bias was wrong either way. Premium week. I think tomorrow we could be seeing a sell-off. Okay. So just that one kind of bothered me, just because I didn't get an entry that I wanted. And that immediate rebalance, I wanted energy aggressive down, and it didn't give it to me. And I was like, oh, I'm wrong, because it would have respected it. Okay, it would have respected the immediate rebalance, but it didn't. But yeah, if I had my real entry, would have probably been here. I would have been there, but like I said, I didn't know if it was gonna retest, and then I was too slow on the R to R. R to R perfectly right there. Would have got 50 point right there with a 27-point stop loss at break even at these lows. So it's kind of annoying. So I could have caught this little leg, but either way, I was still wrong. But yeah, shorts, we're not having it today. I was going short because, first of all, 9:30 opens and we open higher, equal highs, SMT, complete gap closure. Would have liked the move down here at a retest of the consequent encroachment. Obviously didn't. That signaled strength, and that's where price rejected, and I was basically shorting at the reversal of these lows. But I was looking at this as a breaker. Okay. Um, so just things to work on. I just have to um, be faster in my RR, like getting my risk real quick. Um, 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 entry, yeah, a little better. Maybe with the disrespect the immediate rebalance, close the trade. Because I was looking at this order block. So yeah, and then maybe not trading if today's what Wednesday? It says non-farm employment change. Was this kind of like an NFP kind of? But yeah, better entry would have been here. So yeah, I just need to do better on my entries. I was looking for a retest on this too if it was gonna come up, but now I said no. I'm done for the day, and it was blowing through consequent encroachment of the first one. Obviously, you wanted to see that respect, and then you obviously screening it. Okay. But I'm just happy that I didn't go for another trade because I was still going short. I wasn't looking for longs. So, and it was still it was getting late in the session. So I was just accept the loss because before in past experiences, which I'm really happy about. I'm growing. I can feel it. That I would have taken another short, and then that one would have been a loss too, making my drawdown even worse. It was just better to close the tabs, especially when I entered at 10:13. That was already late for me. Equal highs, see this high, equal highs was lower than these highs. This high right here. That's what we're shorting. So idea what to short there was there, but just not the entry in terms. The entry was not there. So here's another entry. Right there. Stop at the SMT high. Boom. Target these lows. Nice 80 point win. But like I said, price action was tricky. Um, I didn't know what highs to target because we still had this high too. Yeah. I was watching the 5 minute too, and then I was gonna wait for the 15-minute close, but it was just tricky overall. So then I told myself it's because my turtle soup is more for more confident trades that I know that we're in the reversal. We have SMT. Okay, my inverse is kind of like my middle. That's where I want to enter on the close. And even then, if I entered on this close, I would have been good for break even, at least. And I still would have gotten a 2 to 1. So yeah, maybe entering on the closing. which I will. Entering the close. Stop would have been at this high. 2-1. Filled with break even. So yeah, so there's definitely entries in here. It's just timing, and then uh, me not getting my risk R to R right. Which I think I just need to enter the trade, but I need to figure out this or just enter the trade, or just get the R to R ready. Yeah, I just need to get that ready because that's what threw me off. I would have entered there, but it's just because I don't know. I think I was distracted or something. Was I? Oh, I was still like kind of iffy. That's why I was like, is it gonna break? Is it gonna not? Um, Still iffy, but yeah, I just need to take it, stop right there, and I'll see this one. I don't know what else is in there. Um, yeah, so I just need to take this trade, especially when I see it displays down like that. It's like, oh, okay, it did, and then by the time I dragged the R to R, price was already down here. Then I wasn't gonna trace price, and so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna wait for the retest. That's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for the retest. I wasn't waiting for the close, but I think I just need to enter on the close and then just go from there. That would have been a profitable trade. So idea was there, entry wasn't. Just gotta uh, get better. Okay, and then bias was also not there, but still entry was or idea was there. So that's what I'm gonna name my journal. Idea was there, entry not. Bias was also not there. Idea was there, entry not. And what the hell? Okay, so those were the two entries you could have been taken. S&T. Yeah. Because I was basically shorting at the low. That was, oh my god. I was shorting based on the immediate rebalance. Then I wanted to see energy off, and then it didn't. So I did deserve that loss. Let me see. So I entered here. Stop was here. And then R to R was here. What the hell? Oh, that's a long. See, that should be like annoying me. Short here. Stop here at this high. Target 2-1. Break even. So I do want the markets due to crash just so I could be a buyer. It's gonna be at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But yeah, do want the markets to crash. I think we are about to anyways. We're in premium levels anyways. So I'm gonna name here entry number one. Entry number one, more risk, but turtle soup here at equal highs with S&T. Okay, and then entry number two. So many opportunities, many opportunities. I just need to be able to be more confident in taking them. Entry number two. Stop at the inverse value gap high. Entry at the close. Now on the retest, since you could see that UPI and would have gotten a fill for 950 or 4 2 to 1, 51, 1, 51. We move 4 contracts, 25.25 SL. This one would have been also the better one. Right here, 3 to 1, aiming for the lows that I was shorting at. And then 23 SL. And 4 contracts. And here's me shorting basically at the lows. With the rebalance, immediately getting knocked out. 2 minutes later. Break even for iFVG entry, and then TP here for turtle soup entry. So yeah, just things to work on. Everything was there. It was just tricky. It was tricky. I think also when I'm trading, the screens do kind of get like crowded a little bit. So I think I just need to do this, that, and then just switch because it does get crowded and it does kind of like looking back now it looks way more cleaner, but with the SMTs too, it kind of gets a little bit crowded. And like I said, I didn't know what highs to target. I was targeting this high. It was tricky because I could have been targeting this high, or this high. But yeah, but the idea was there. So yeah, turtle soup entry here, inverse entry here, fill. Then here's my entry. Yeah, looking back, I don't know why I was shorting at the low. But then I was looking at these lows, they were breaking the low. I should have seen that up candle. I should have seen the 5 minute how it was reacting. Because I think the 5 minute, let me screenshot this. 5 minute. Yeah, 5 minute swept the lows. So I should have paid attention to the 5 minute as it was going through those lows. So I was basically kind of chasing it. Yeah, I was chasing the trend. Because I knew that I wanted, because the idea was it was going to run down, immediate rebounds, and then continue rallying down with the sweep of equal highs. But we still had regular trading hours high and then Tuesday's high. So yeah, better entry. Just so overall, just need to work on my entries. That's been my problem. Turtle soup, our best entry based on comfortability would have been the inverse value gap entry at the close, which I was looking at, was assuming for a retest, but can't assume that. Yeah, that was the thing I was looking for, because I knew it inverted, but then I was looking for a retest, and then I had my market order ready, and I had my stop there ready. But yeah, just can't assume on the retest, so can't assume that, so better to just entry at the close, since as you can see price runs away and essentially shorting at the sweep of the lows. So I was basically shorting like a breakout trader. So things to work on. Look at the 5 minute. Constantly keep checking. Cleaner price charts. So just switching like that. Entry on the closing of the inverse. not on the retest. Especially if bias is there, or idea is there. I like it. But yeah, so just entry on the inverse, close, and then going from there. Okay. I would have gotten a good feel. Would have gotten a good feel beautifully at 2-1. So, yeah. Yeah, I can't assume for the retest on the inverse. So yeah. Okay. That was the idea. Because shorting that leg down was the idea, and I was right. But just not optimal. So let me do my journal. 10:10 a.m. Entry at 10:10. But yeah, I'm gonna backtest this obviously. 10:11. And then just get better. It really kind of hurt me because it was so quick. 10:14. Yes, high news. Bias was bearish. I was shorting. It was a loss. Trade rating, horrible. Like a C plus. R to R, 2-1 as usual. Was P good? PA good. In the middle. Emotion. Emotion always gets to me. Emotion. Fuck. I was kind of feeling some FOMO. Just gotta be honest. Since I knew that I missed the iFVG entry, which entry, but was assuming for the retest when I can't do that. I need to trust the fact on entry on the close and let the trade. I have to trade pattern from there. Almost based on missing the trade on the iFVG. So yeah, I missed the trade by the iFVG based on based on uncertainty. That's what the word, uncertainty. This shit is painful. Based on the uncertainty that it would retest or not. And even if it did retest, consequent approachment of that would have been respected. To trust the entry on the closing. And can't assume it will retest. Because that was kind of like the problem. I was assuming that it would retest, and that's when I was like gonna short, but it didn't, and so I just needed to enter on the closing price, and then stop would have been at the same place either way. So that's the thing; it would have not made a difference even if it did retest, it wouldn't have made a difference because the stop would have been at the same place. So let me write that. Stop would have been at the same place even if it did retest, and I still would have expected consequent encroachment be respected. So stop would have been at the same place, maybe just a little bit more expensive, but still based on my risk, and I'm still accepting the risk that it's not gonna retest. So yeah, closing on the inverse, need to do that, um, especially when you see this kind of like strong displacement. So yeah, that's what I need to do. Because stop would have been at the same place, but I was being too greedy. That's what was being too greedy to get a better fill for a 2 point dip, something small. So yeah, I was being greedy. I wanted the retest. I wasn't getting it, and then that's when that greed kind of took over. That's when the greed took over, and the FOMO, and entered on the immediate rebalance for a quick loss, where I would have gotten a complete 2-to-1 fill if I just entered on the close of the iFVG, where the stop would be at the exact same place and price would have been respecting consequent encroachment of that iFVG. So yeah, so that's what I need to do. Close, enter on the closing. Stop is going to be at the same place. That's me being greedy, getting a better fill right here. What's that? Like a 556, 5 point difference. Okay, that's nothing. So I was being greedy. That's the thing, I was being greedy. Damn. You really don't realize it until I was being fucking greedy. Yeah, so stop that. That would have been like, dang it, man. I was being greedy. So, entry on the close. Did you follow your rules? Yes, I did. Everything was lined up, just entry not optimal. Lesson learned, to not be greedy. Entering on the iFVG close is going to get the same result if I enter on the retest, and there's a lower probability that it won't uh, like today. Can't be greedy, trying to get a good fill, and good fill entry, and that greediness took over, and me trying to short basically where my profits would have been, with a mixture of a little bit of FOMO, knowing how powerful the immediate rebalance is. Once it was quickly respected, that's when I got stopped out, and it was well deserved because price immediately goes the other direction. So yeah, I was being greedy. No. But then I was like, it's because I'm trying to be greedy and trying to get like a good entry when iFVG close would have been the same stop right here as if because I was seeing this as a breakaway gap. We rebalance. So yeah, I wouldn't even want to see price get up here. Damn, must be greedy. That's the thing. So on. Holy shit, is this Trump thing a pump? Fucking hell. Yep, I was being greedy. Okay, so just things to work on. So things to work on is greed and answering on the closing price because the stop would have been at the same time. The iFVG at the same place. The price did retest on iFVG. That's me being greedy and trying to get a better entry. I was looking for a retest to go short, and I was looking at this, and I was like, nah, I'm done with the day. I'm so happy with that I just stopped. That's the thing I'm really proud of. But I just need to work on the greed, entering the close, because that was me being greedy, trying to get on a retest when I could have just entered on the close and then would have ride the rave and got a 50-point win. Okay, so things to work on is greed and entering the closing price because the stop would have been at the same place if price did retest. That's the thing. The stop would have been at the same place. Even if it did retest, the stop would have been here. That's me being greedy and trying to get a better trade. True. Okay. So profit and loss on 189. So still good in risk management, which I'm good. Leverage new contracts based on my um, risk, and then point move. It was 515.25 and then 515, 547, 547 minus 518.25, 32 and a quarter. So 32 and a quarter loss. But yeah, that's me being greedy. Wow. You don't realize these things until you actually get in the charts. It's fucking pain, bro. So just to a little review. Things to work on is to enter on the closing price of the iFVG. What if stop is going to be at the same place. If I'm looking for the retest, that's me being greedy and trying to get a better entry, especially if it closed like five handles away from it. Gonna really try to. That's me. Entry fell. The fuck? And me being greedy with better iFVG entry and paying for it. Yep, that was the idea. Because stop is still gonna be at the same place. Everything like everything all comes together. So let me just write that down a little bit. Enter on the close residue, and want to get a better entry fill when it's only 5 points. The thing is that the stop is going to be at the same exact place if price did retest. So there's no difference but only minor candle difference. And you trying to get a better entry on a retest on an iFVG. This is purely just iFVG. And not entering on the close can result in this where you would have captured the move with a 2-to-1 trade, but since you were trying to be greedy, the move goes on without you. And that's ideal. But still happy that I was being patient, following my rules and that the trade idea was there, but bias wasn't, as price still continues to rally, and super proud that I didn't capture another trade because I realized that I was on the wrong side of the marketplace, and as you could see, I was. So proud that I was able to realize to not get into another short trade because I know the feeling to that, especially after a loss, and to just close the trades, especially already late in the session when that that timing is usually not the best for me based on experience. Yeah, so during that like late 10 or early 10, like or mid 10, like 10-15, that area, no, I really don't get like um, good entries. And then obviously if I was wrong, I know that I was looking at YM and then YM was like um, still rallying higher, so I was like, oh damn. And then the 5 minute, it wasn't showing on these lows. I was looking at them, and it wasn't showing like energy. It was showing weakness, or it wasn't showing energy down. It was showing weakness down, but and it was showing strength up. So I was really happy that I just closed it and then just call it a day and accept it. Okay, but yeah, so entry would have been at the close. Damn, I was being greedy. I was looking at that trade. I was like, should I enter on the close or not? And now I do know that I should. But before I didn't, and I said no, I shouldn't because I should wait on the retest. And that right there is evidence of me trying to be greedy, trying to get a better entry, when at the end of the day the stop is still gonna be at the same place, just by a little difference, a little more expensive, but that little more premium price that you're paying for the stop, you're paying for price to continue to rally down, which it obviously does. Get to 2-to-1, and boom, entry on the iFVG close. That's what I need to do. At the day or when I was trading live, I was like battling it. I was like, should I not, should I? And then I was like, dang. And then I was like, yep, I should. Or no, I was like, no, I shouldn't. I'm gonna wait on the retest. It didn't, and rallied off. And then I entered on the. I was looking at these wigs, entered on that immediate rebounds. Quickly ran away from me. I already knew that these lows, they were my break even for my iFVG entry. Ah, just need to trust it. And I didn't know, so now I do know. Now I'm growing. This is evidence that you do need to do your journals, you need to do your back testing, you need to do uh, your reviews, because now if I didn't know when to enter on the iFVG, I wouldn't have known. But now I know to enter on the close, because me trying to get on the retest of the iFVG, just purely on the iFVG, is greediness. Okay, because my stop is still gonna be at the same place. Okay, and I still would have had a good stop with four contracts. Four contracts times 50. Four contracts times 50 times 2. $400 right there. Boom. In one day. And it was only 50 points. So, damn. And even, you didn't even have to go for a 2-to-1. You could have just um, looked for these lows. Ah, damn. So IFG. But yeah, still happy that I wasn't looking for another trade. I knew that based on experience, I was like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done for the day. I know if it was gonna rally down, oh well. But if it was gonna rally up, I did the right thing. And me getting out quickly, um, I just didn't feel comfortable taking another trade, because I didn't think we were still. I didn't think we were still, especially when it swept these low. I didn't think we were still bearish. I think we still had these Tuesday, still had Tuesday's high, previous regular trading hour high, and then as this was going lower, YN was going higher. So that's why. So things will work out. So happy. Yeah, but everything was there. I was being patient. Um, yeah, just a matter of time before everything comes together. And entries start coming in. Okay, I told you this was a learning lesson or learning experience. Okay, S&T right there. Let's go to the 5-minute. So as ES and NQ were, YM was running higher, which was the reason I wasn't. Which was the reason why I wasn't looking for another short, and the timing of the day where I know the lowest probabilities are during the late 10, which was happening, and just called it a day and left it alone. Super glad. I'm glad that I can trust myself and ignore all the feelings of FOMO and see the move. And happy with that, and I will continue to do that. So just a little reminder. So iFVG entry on the close, not on the retest, because the stop is going to be at the same exact place. So it doesn't make a difference. Only difference is a little handles, but that difference is the difference between getting a profitable trade like today or missing the move just because you wanted to get the retest and essentially trying to chase the trend, which I did today, and today was testament to that, where I missed the move, not entering on the iFVG, which now I am. and trying to be greedy on the retest. Retest is more riskier. Retest. Which I'm trying to get retest more risky. I'm trying to enter there. And it's the same. Just enter. Little reminder. So all in all, waiting for, or all in all, entry on the iFVG close is the way to go, because at the end of the day, the stop is going to be at the same exact place, even if it does retest. Break even at the so we're shorting here when should look at 5 minute, but was so stuck on seeing lower prices. So when I got knocked out, I want to immediately get back in, and glad that I did, because overall bias was not there. Something proud, something that I'm proud of. I have to keep referring to the 5 minute and keeping my charts clean. Sometimes okay, track of real entry one and never happened. So I was shorting. Like I said, would have gotten a profitable trade if I entered on the iFVG. So from now on, entry and then something to note too, just a little note. What is it? Oh yeah, this iFVG right here. It was actually this one, but it was too small. Let me see. Is there a volume imbalance? Oh yeah, right here. Another one? Alright, so right here. I think I need to cut that out. Right here we actually have this inverse. Could enter right here actually. Stop right there. 2 to 1. Actually, 2 to 1 would have been worse though. Or stop right here. No, because the thing is, when you have these like consecutive inverse, you want to use the lowest one. Same idea with like an order block. Let me see if I can see an example. Um, so you see this consecutive order block over here. Consecutive is the same idea right here. So, anyways, just things to work on. So, closing out the day, just a little loss. We move on. We learn from it. Big lesson that we took away was not to be greedy and to entry on iFVG on the close because idea was there, everything was there. It was just a matter of um, confidence, and 2 to 1 would have got you. Okay, so just leaving it there, and yeah, okay. I was being greedy on the retest, and yeah, so yeah, entry on iFVG, not being greedy, being patient, staying consistent. That's what I'm doing. I'm happy, and not really entering after a big loss like that. Okay, so peace. We move on, and let's get it.